If it's a really close one, then probably not.
Yeah, I mean we've seen the 3 straight game comeback before in SMITE, not just once, not just twice, but a couple of times. It's not like some other games where once you're down 2-0, it's unheard of.
Like basketball?
Hey, yeah, basketball doesn't happen. NHL, it's happened twice ever, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Here in
TSM did it
SMITE,
to us yesterday.
what was that?
TSM did it to us yesterday.
Exactly. I mean, we've seen it a number of times here in SMITE because the momentum train is so powerful. Just one win can get you back right into the series, and with that, we're back right into the picks and bans.
The salty run back here as Paradigm and Titan move into the picks and banning phase. Paradigm has selected the order side of the map in the first pick position.
This is exactly what Paradigm wants. It's actually funny. Paradigm is the only team outside of Cloud9 that enjoys the first pick. Everyone else goes second. That, of course, gets you the counter pick in your solo lane. Paradigm preferring that first choice. We'll see how they wind up this time around. No surprise.
Giannis will be banned.
Ah.
So, Ao Kwong or Young Master Ratatosker now available in the first pick position in Paradigm with the pressure on here. Are they comfortable with the pick? Will they give it up to Titan, or will it just go unpicked?
Well, Reels, I mean, you mentioned...
Well,
there it
question
is.
answered.
You were talking before about Kivo on this character.
Yeah, he's a great rat player. So I'm sure, hopefully, he's going to do a lot of work with this game.
Expect Azalea can play it as well.
Zayla can play as well. Yep. So it's a flex pick for them. So they probably don't even know where it's going yet. They just want to pick it up, take it away from Titan, and then they can put it anywhere they want.
Is this Bologna Freya out of Titan? It's Bologna almost assuredly.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be Bologna. I think you'll see the Freya here, just to take it away from Fumble.
Could be Geb as well, who has been pretty popular.
Sylvanas was pretty potent for them last game as well.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, a lot of support remaining in the pool here.
This is very interesting. Pensive faces on Titan across the board. With that one win, even though it was a really strong win, they don't show any signs of resting on their laurels or looking too overconfident.
Wow,
so
the
Titan
Cirque.
very locked in.
So not valuing that Freya Bologna lane as highly as some of the other European teams, but we'll take the Cirque head again. Hey, it worked for Reppy in the last game.
Yeah, and there's the Freya pick. That's going to be going to Fumble.
Yeah, so now they have the Geb Freya. They have the Geb to pair with that Tasker as well. And honestly, the way this one's lining up, it's not a terrible Kali game again for them. Geb Shield very, very, very good with that particular pairing. Their Titan pressure on Ataraxia on camera now as they consider their third pick out of the first picking phase before we get into the second banning phase here. And of course, Titan up with that one game advantage. You may see a little bit of something a little bit more aggressive here coming out. And it's going to be Athena pick, which is a very... Well, it's just not a common thing for European teams.
No, that was surprising, the Athena pick there as well, because Paradigm probably thought that Bologna was going to port.
Right.
But now they know it's definitely in the solo lane, so...
Well, Athena's a capable solo laner.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, but I think that will be Athena support and Bologna solo. But yeah, you never know.
Titan tends to be some of the more traditional picks when we see across the board. Zalia is known for bringing almost anything into that solo lane, and we've seen a lot of mages in the hunter role and odd things in mid. Titan is really stuck to, when we pick a god, it's going to be where you expect it to be. Bologna is flexed by nature, but as Real said, with the Athena pick, I think we can certainly expect to see Bologna find her home in the solo lane.
Agni banned out here by Titan as well. Second ban going back the way of Paradigm now. And it'll be Isis removed from the pool. Athena mid lane. We've seen it run. We've seen Kiki do it. Banning out the Agni against the melee. It's always good. I think so. That's maybe a bit of a stretch, but...
the Isis ban right here from Paradigm is interesting. They clearly don't want to play it since what happened last time around. I don't think, as short of a memory as they might have, I'm not sure Lobster wants to jump right into that, but they don't want Titan to play it either. Medusa being picked up for the Hunter
So
role.
It'll be the Athena Dusa lane for the duo there.
Okay.
I mean, that is the most...
The tried and true.
It's one of the most basic combos. Athena makes you look in a certain direction, and Medusa punishes you for looking in a certain direction. So that one's going to be a very potent kill lane if they get to that point. Option over to Paradigm, they have 2 picks here.
Not sure how effective that's going to actually be, though, with the Geb shields there.
Right.
They might find themselves in a bit of trouble if the Athena taunts the Medusa ults into a Geb shield, and they can definitely counterfight there off that.
Freya will also likely have beads early, not a character that has easy jump attitude. Kronos.
Oh my, okay. Kronos Kabrakan locked in here. So
Love it.
What the hell are the lanes, boys?
I'll tell you
mid.
right now.
Kronos is mid, yeah?
Yeah. Kronos will be mid. Kabrakan and Ratatasker. I'll be honest, I don't know if Paradigm know. I don't know if Paradigm know who's taking either. I've seen Xaylia play both. I think it fits Xaylia's style more to play the Ratatasker and Cuvo to play the Cabrakan.
Yeah, I think
we
so.
saw that in the summer split during the regular season. Cuvo Fred was one of the first players in Europe, undoubtedly. DJ Pernicus in North America, also a Cabrakan player, but one of the first Cabrakan players and played it very, very well.
I'm not sure how good the matchup is there, but Cabrakan versus Bologna. Is that a thing?
Well, I mean, the thing is that Bologna can disarm his primary stun.
Right.
Okay.
Right, because it's tied to his in-hand, so it's going to be pretty challenging for him. He's going to be forced to use the shield stun over the reliable stun.
So is that maybe a Cabrakan jungle?
Yes.
I think it's Cabrakan jungle, yeah. I mean, Ratatasker has a bad matchup against basically everybody. It's particularly bad against Bologna, but you're not taking Ratatasker to the lane to win the lane. You're taking Ratatasker to the lane to get to level 11, 12, 13 and start rotating with his high mobility. But can Paradigm kind of get enough pressure out of this Kronos mid? I mean, if Kronos gets run through here by Scylla, like, it's going to be a really tough task for them.
I'm immediately liking this lineup a lot better than last time around, Bart. Paradigm, I mean, these are characters that I wouldn't necessarily call them comfort picks, but they're characters that we've seen them perform. I talked to Lobster yesterday about Kronos because he played it actually yesterday in our quarterfinals, and he said, yeah, it's characters that I play a lot in scrims, not necessarily a lot in tournament play, but I feel really comfortable on it. I can hit my basics. The spells are fantastic. They're equally aggressive. They're equally offensive as they are utility. That stun coming in handy so much, it's almost impossible to miss. So I expect to see a lot of good things out of Paradigm. I mean, just going off the picks, I like the way this looks for Paradigm.
Yeah, I mean, it looks definitely.
Oh well, we're like totally wrong, right? Cabrakan's jungling.
Cabrakan is in the solo lane.
I'm sorry, Cabrakan's soloing. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Xaylia actually, I think, loaded out with 2 purple pots. He just popped one. No. I'm sorry, he didn't. I read that wrong. I thought he had. I was like, that's craziness.
I mean, it's Xaylia, so that's why I double checked.
Yeah, no,
if it was
exactly.
anybody else, I would have called you.
I looked at it. It's that little number was a little blurry, and I was like, 2? Really? Like, and then I add up the gold, and obviously that's way too much.
That's very interesting. As I said, I mean, Cabrakan's a character that Cuvo's played before. Cuvo really likes the Ymir. Cabrakan very similar, but seeing something very, very different here. Xaylia is going to be taking the Cabrakan into the solo lane. We'll see the highly mobile Ratatasker on Cuvo Fred in the jungle as we are just seconds away before these minions start to spawn.
And if you're just joining us, guys, watch this start from Paradigm. This is what you should be doing in your ranked games. Basically, I mean, this seems to be the favorite start for most of the teams here, and it's something we're seeing really for the first time at this LAN. We saw Paradigm do it for the first time. We saw TSM as well do it, so we're calling it kind of the Para-TSM start. But it's pulling that back camp, and what this does is it does allow your jungler actually get really, really far ahead in the early game, actually to the detriment, unfortunately, of your mid laner. But Ratatasker will have a good opportunity this game, and we're going to see him in that jungling role for the first time in this tournament as well, which means we will also likely be seeing not that healing Emerald Acorn coming his way.
And one of the things that we have, you talked about the mid laner being a little bit behind. Kronos clears mediocrely. He's not Isis, which is fantastic, but he's not Scylla, which is on the downside of things. Cuvo getting cut out.
The problem with Kronos as well is if you really want to clear, you see it there, if you really want to clear the wave effectively, you have to use your free, which is your stun ability, which is really, really potent with Kronos. And
look at Ataraxia. He takes a ton of damage there. He may go down here. A big minion. Can Xaylia close the distance? No. Bludgeon gonna be enough to get him out of there. Just barely. The archer's unable to close the distance there, but Xaylia showing off a little bit of the green mountain of a man.
This is what we expect out of Xaylia at this point in time. Oh, I've never seen him play it, and then right away showing us what he's got in the bank.
Also, shoutouts to Pretty Prime here. What a start! The Soul Stone into Soul Reliquary.
No pots.
Or Soul. I'm sorry, that's a Soul Trap there. But yeah, no pots and a very aggressive Book of Thoth start. And a very astute start, considering he's going into a Kronos who will exert very little lane pressure against the Scylla.
Yeah, he could have died there, honestly. If the Scylla hit the one on the Kronos and the Circuit had got a couple of more basics off, and then he hit the Crush after, I think Lobster would have actually been first blood there. So, kind of fortunate for Lobster that the Scylla didn't get the Sycam off.
A little bit surprising, actually, that Paradigm would go for that, right? Considering that Lobster struggled in the last game to put him on a really pretty difficult mid laner, one of the higher kind of skill requirements, or just total matchup knowledge is really required to get away with a Kronos lane.
They did ban Agni, and then they banned the Isis. I mean, there wasn't much left for him, to be honest.
True. I mean, you're right. Poseidon there. Yeah. One huge question mark for me as we see how these games are progressing, and we see how this the kind of the early stages of this meta continue to mature is where's Ra. Ra seems like he could be really, really strong here. We've seen a lot of sieges. We've seen a lot of desire for wave clear. We've seen all the really the things that Ra seems to be good at be very highly valued, but still not him in particular. Is it just simply he's too easy to kill?
I'm not sure why we haven't seen a lot of Ra lately, honestly. I mean, I personally still think he's good. I love having a Ra on my team. It just gives that the heal is amazing, you know?
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
after a small team fight and you can heal your whole team up and then re-engage off it. I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure why we don't see it that much anymore.
The meta's a fickle beast. A lot of times we see patches and buffs and nerfs really change how things are thought of and how the picks are chosen. We see player flavor. We see player flavor sort of dictate. Then we also just see, I just don't feel like playing this. And I think that's really where Ra is. Just a lack of pick. There is no reason to not pick him, but their players just want to play other things. Ra's been played since the inception of the game.
That's kind of the old adage of SMITE competitive, is that Ra and Agni, like, just with completely on the wind, come in and out of favor. And people kind of forget about them, and all of a sudden someone will play it, and then it'll be in every single game.
Damage in the
just for the right side
lane.
here. In some trouble is Zalia, the poison. It's ticking him down. Yes, those last few Archer Sharks will be enough. The 3-man rotation over there will get the kill. Confrey Force uses his ultimate as well to prevent a second blood coming out in the lane there to even that one up towards Paradigm. But that first Medusa ultimate expended, not finding anything. Titan once again finds themselves with a first blood.
I mean, that's exactly what you expect your duo lane to do. Athena ults, you immediately go in. How much communication, if any, is needed for that duo lane to aggress on the Medusa?
Well, as soon as they called the Athena ult, I'm sure Zalia said it as soon as it was coming in. So as soon as they sit in the right, they're either thinking, can we do gold through here? Probably not. Can we kill the Medusa? Maybe. I mean, there's nothing lost in trying, right? And obviously they went for it, they didn't get it. They forced the Medusa ult. The Medusa probably doesn't have beads. Nope, she's got Transcendence 2 with 1 health pot, and they can be super aggressive now. Medusa with no ult, she has to play really, really safe now.
Zalia going to look to make the play here on Ataraxia. Has him stunned out. Going to go for the ground pound, but over the top comes Cirquet, starting to put the damage out onto Zalia. Madness going to come through as well, but here's Ratatasker. The Acorn's coming flying in. Does he have enough with the barrage? Yes, he does. Trickstank coming in as well. Geb Shield is out, and down will go Ataraxia. Double kill in the duo lane. That one credited to Trickstank.
That's exactly how Paradigm wants to start this one. And Cubo Fred showing us that he knows how to play the newer god. Ratatasker goes directly in. That's how you're going to do a lot of that damage. You see the acorns spread out in a circle, and what happens is after a set amount of time, they'll follow Ratatasker. So you use that dash to create much distance, and the acorns will hit everything in their path. And that was a lot of damage that Ratatasker did in that one dash.
That was a lot from Zalia there. Zalia knew exactly what he was doing. He wasn't trying to 1v on him. He knew his team was coming. He was just trying to delay him long enough to stop him going into his tower for his team to get on him. The Rat turned up. Kira Fred was exactly where he needed to be. The Geb rotated over. The Geb probably didn't even need to be there, honestly, but he shielded Cubo Fred, and they picked up the kill there, which was excellent. So
it also forces Ataraxia into Teleport to Towers 1 here with that back. Now, of course, on that 4-minute cooldown as he used it. So and for Zalia, he hasn't had to use that item yet so far, so we'll have that active available later. It looks like he stunned out the back half of Bludgeon there. Nicely done. Of course, avoid the damage. Funballer felt the pressure coming in, expends an ultimate that necessarily, necessary.
Bit of a questionable ult there.
Yeah.
It's the sound cue. I heard the Athena start revving, and immediately Funball went into the air. It's so important to have your volume up high, because any small tip that you can have about the aggression or lack thereof is going to be very, very important for you in the lane.
Yeah, I mean, Medusa did just use her whole combo there, so I think he still could have got away. I'm not sure what he ulted for there, but maybe the nerves getting to him a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, And well, really, when you look at Freya, right, she has Fatalis done. It's not like the death is the worst thing in the world there, right? It doesn't like set her back tremendously, although he would like to make his next back to pick up boots at this point. Fred feeling the pressure here. Confrey actually finds that kill on a Funballer, diving the tower. Yes, Athena and Medusa just dash forward, pick up an easy kill there, and kind of exactly what needed to not happen, as we were just talking about. But hey, Freya now forced back and picking up boots 1. Definitely wanted to get those boots 2 at least on that back.
Well, you know, maybe wish he had the ult right there. Funball going to sit out for just a little bit, as we said, pick up some items. And we'll see some pressure in the jungle, actually.
Yeah, this is going to be uncomfortable now for Zalia without that blue buff. Cabrakan relies very heavily on mana regen and cooldown reduction from that buff to get anything going.
Very, very important for him to have that, but somehow forces out the ultimate from Ataraxia. Already 40%, not quite tanky enough to hedge his bet against the tower.
Ultimate coming in a pretty prime, but he's done to Cuba Fred. The burst from the squirrel is there, and now they pile in on top of the Athena. You can see Reppy trying to make his way around, and there's also the flank coming through from Kabrakan, who's now isolated just off to the side of the orange buff on the side of Titan here. You can see him now circling back around. Kanye Life still not secured. They'll go for the higher value target in Repicos, unable to secure that either, and Paradigm lose a kill there, it seems like, to miscommunication.
A little bit of miscommunication. Looked like Ratatasker was holding on to abilities, wanting to really make them count, but unfortunately not really going for it. So right here they'll make the rotation.
Criminally out of position.
Yeah.
That was he gifted that to Paradigm.
Yeah.
He thought that he had made it to lane and Paradigm had forgotten about him, but unfortunately just one step behind. 3 members show up and tell him to go back home.
This is actually really important as well because Cuba Fred can't really... I'm sorry, Xaylia can't... Oh, no, hold that thought.
Wow.
The dream. The 3-man taunt into the 3-man. I'm a monster from Pretty Prime, but now he's zoned out by Kabrakan. Nicely placed walls by Xaylia, and they run away, and it looks like the disengage will come out. Here comes a crush. Only going to hit one. Trick's Tank still running. The stun to follow. Pretty Prime. Can he find the Sikkim? No, he cannot. He's going to move forward into Xaylia. Not going to get the stun just yet. Yes, he will get the root, but beads away by Xaylia nicely, and Paradigm makes it out okay. Here comes the flank from the mid lane. Lobster is here, but it looks like it's going to be the recall. Maybe a bait as well. Xaylia dead to rights. Tried to be a little cheeky there and gets blown up for it.
You're never safe until you're safe.
Titan will get a very valuable orange buff invade here as well as we approach the 9-minute mark. And it seems like every time Paradigm gets an inch, Titan takes that inch back.
Paradigm still have clutch on at the beginning, and technically with a lead, 200 doesn't mean anything, frankly. It is a tie game for all intents and purposes, but Paradigm, they're making the right plays. Ratatasker is looking good. Reals, where does Ratatasker sort of soar? Is he going to really do work in the mid game? Because he doesn't really strike me as a late game guy.
I mean, as soon as he gets the Acorn online, he can really do work, honestly. If he's in the right places at the right time, and he's using his dashes correctly, yeah, he can do a lot of work. And you can see in this game already, I mean, Curafred has done a lot. He really has. He's been in the right places at the right time, and he's done a lot of work for the team.
So we'd expect next item to be the heavy hammer coming out for Ratatasker to make use of the Opal?
I'm not sure. That's been really popular in NA, but maybe not so much in EU. But
well, I mean, what else could he go for? I mean, the on-hit effects that are going to be most valuable to him are going to be either crit, something like an Executioner, or a Frostbound Hammer.
Yeah, he might go for crit. He might go for the Frostbound.
The Opal, so important for the damage build. We talked about how flexible this character is. You'll see the heal in the solo lane, but in the jungle, it's all about the damage. That on-hit effects, the on-hit effects on that dash are so devastating if he does go crit, like Reals was saying.
So the way that works is that when he uses Acorns through minions, that it shoots arc lightning. I'm sorry, it's the dash shoots arc lightning when he moves through targets, and those arcs can provide on-hit effects. So that's where the kind of question of what will that on-hit effect be. It's not a question of if, it's just when he will select one.
And considering how many jungle camps you're clearing now, with the respawn timers, there's definitely no need for the healing Acorn in the jungle. Considering how many camps you're hitting, there's a lot of sustain in the jungle.
You need the Bombas to keep you kind of going
there.
Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
Well, you know, I think that so far the most impressive thing has been Xaylia in the solo lane here. Really having his way with Bologna. Ataraxia does not seem very comfortable with this matchup a couple times. Matchup knowledge, I think, being to his detriment.
Yeah, probably a bit annoyed with himself. After that, lazy. I don't know what he was trying to do there, actually. Was he trying to lazy back, or...?
No, he was just farming. I think he thought that they recalled out of his jungle, and they just wheeled around and... You know.
Problem in the duo lane, a lot of aggression coming out from Paradigm or Titan. Athena ult is going to be used, and we'll see Serket jump underneath the tower. Not enough, and a lot of violence for no kills.
Yeah, the 3v2 not going to be able to get a kill. Now Ratatasker is here, putting out his damage onto Dusa, who is the high priority target, and they'll get her with the stun coming out from Cronus as well. But here comes Scylla, Pretty Prime, over the top. I'm a monster, off the mark. Trick Sank Geb Shield, enough to save Cuba Fred there.
And that's exactly what we spoke about before the game. I mean, they dumped everything into the Freya there. He got a Geb Shield, which kept him alive. He got back into the tower, and then they re-engaged off it. They didn't kill the Freya. They didn't get what they wanted to. The Geb Shield stopped all of that, and they re-engaged off it. And yeah, they got a lot of that. That was a good kill for Paradigm there.
Well, even with Xaylia having a pretty good contest early in the solo lane, Ataraxia managing to find himself a 2-level advantage.
Just seeing, I mean, we're 11, 12 minutes in. This Kabrakan is not exactly level 1. He's level 11 and still being pushed underneath the tower. It's problematic, Bart. I mean, you're going to need the gold on this character.
Yeah, and that maybe is a teleport to towers active, you know, kind of showing its head there, as Ataraxia now is about a level and a half ahead of Xaylia,
Nice.
looks like.
I think he even lost 2 waves when he died behind his tower there. There was one already in the lane, and then he died, and then he lost another one. So I think that death put him quite far behind.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to bait something there with those recalls and just unable to find it.
Yeah.
But, good news, again, for Paradigm here is that Lobster has had a pretty good game so far.
Yeah, and Curafred is doing so much this game. He's been in all the right places at all the right times. So I'm definitely looking at Curafred to put in a lot of work this game.
On a character like Kronos, it's important that we don't mention him early in the game.
Whoa. Look at Ratatasker. What is he itemizing into now?
That's a golden bow, I guess?
Yeah.
Throwing dagger. Yep.
Yeah, it'll be the golden bow. So going for the spread damage off those crits. So not what we see so much out of North America. It has been very heavily favored for that heavy hammer. That bonus
I think
HP
his
as well.
idea behind that would probably be to go into his next crit item and just stack the crit.
Yep.
Trouble for the Geb.
Geb shield basically going to be taken away by that ultimate from Scylla. Reppy in a bit of trouble, forced to beads and leap away. Funballer trying to press the gas pedal and move forward, unable to connect with that Fatalis shot to get better positioning in the lane. Cuba Fred ults out, actually. I'm sorry, ults in to try to cover the distance as Ataraxia is moving as well. And, well, Paradigm make it out of there once again. And it seems like Titans had a pretty hard time confirming kills, even with the burster like Scylla.
And it's just that Geb shield. It's exactly what we spoke about before the game. The Geb shield is denying them the kills they want, and they're re-engaging off it and putting a lot of pressure on Titan.
Well, Cabrakan. Breastplate of Valor coming out for your boy, and likely to be probably a Soul Reaver.
Soul Reaver is important for Cabrakan. Cabrakan, the moniker Fat Loki, is definitely a fitting one. He's all about the burst damage. And much like Hades, there's a lot of downtime in between those cooldowns. Once you blow him, you do a lot of nothing. So you want to do the maximum damage as you can with those abilities the first time around, because the likelihood of you being able to go for a second cycle of abilities is just not that high. So we see a lot of Soul Reavers, we see a lot of stuff like that to increase the amount of burst coming out of Cabrakan.
Trix Tank has been playing quite well
Really well this game. Yeah,
the Geb shields have been really
game.
amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, not even this game, just all weekend. We're 2 days into a three-game tournament here, and he really performed yesterday very, very well. One of the reasons that Paradigm is here in the semifinals is Trix Tank's performance on not just the Warriors like we're used to, but also doing it on the Guardians this time around. I joked with him outside. I was talking. I said, "Hey man, luckily for you, Bologna's here. You get to play Warrior support again." And immediately he was like, "Hey, I've been practicing Geb. Did you not see it?" And here he is playing it again, certainly showing people at home that he's more than just a Warrior player.
Well, Medusa is in a pretty good spot here for Titan. That's really the one thing that Paradigm hasn't had a very good success rate at keeping down. She's about a level ahead of the Freya.
Yeah, that kill they had in the dual lane when they killed Freya, we didn't manage to see it, but they got a kill into the Freya, and that's put Medusa in a great spot here. And again,
oh, and they may actually find another Funballer gets that
yeah, and that's his B1.
And then re-engages? Question mark?
Don't know.
Well, hey, at least he's Freya. Can take to the skies. No more damage coming out. Ratatasker over the top. Crashing in now. Here comes Xaylia, and he didn't really hit anybody with his dash, so not much damage coming his way, but the crits come out. He gets a nice crit on a pretty prime. Now moving forward, you can see dashing through yet again. Medusa ultimate used. Not going to find anybody with the Stone Gaze, and that does force Bologna to port into the tier 1 there as well, leaving a lot of space for Cabrakan to farm. A tier 1 likely to fall on the right side as the space has been opened up by Paradigm.
It's so important that Xaylia gets that extra farm going on. He's level 14.
That closes that experience gap really well.
Yeah, in juxtaposition to the Ataraxia level 16, that's not where you want to be. So this will definitely help out Xaylia because of that rotation.
Surkai kind of trying to make it there in time. Xaylia, he may use the ultimate here to clear the wave just to get it. No, it looks like he'll have enough damage by himself to take that tower down. Yeah. And boom, it will be falling with any of these necks in hands. Anytime now, anytime now, anytime now. Now it's not dead. Okay, there we go. Good that he got it there, because a few more shots, it starts to get scary versus that Surkai.
The synergy between Curafred and Trix this game has been amazing as well. The Geb shields onto the Rat have been perfect. Curafred's been everywhere in the jungle. The counter initiates have been spot on this game, and yeah, I'm looking at Curafred to maybe even outright carry this game for them.
I mean, it's such a large part of what makes this team is the amount of time, not just playing Smite, but the amount of time that these guys have been friends. I mean, you're able to just rely on that. You've laned with Badja for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
Except for that time you laned with that guy Poang. But
yeah, no idea what's happened to him.
But I mean, how much does that? How is there unspoken commentary that goes on? Do you guys know what's going to happen without saying it?
Badger's a very vocal player, so not really. No.
So Half Devil or Badger, who talks more in comms?
I'm not sure. I've never played with Half Devil except in ranked. I know in real life Half Devil likes to talk a lot and hug a lot.
Yes, big hugger, big talker.
But I would presume Half Devil would be talking more in-game.
Repicasi misses both. Zalia with the juke shoes on, showing off the blue suede shoes.
Here he is. Gabrakin doing what he can, but again, finding himself underneath the tower. Looking at the gold.
Two-man taunt. Crush gonna hit two as well. Are you a monster, Pretty Prime? No, you're not. You're stunned out. And here comes Tricksake with a knock-up. The Rat's here as well, but unable to close the distance. Nearly able to turn that one around was Paradigm.
Titan has been so fast on their disengages.
Yeah, Tricksake has just been everywhere this game with the Geb shields.
This is how they beat Titan in the split as well, right? I mean, it was Tricksake playing phenomenally well.
Yeah. Tricksake is a large part of what this team does. It's funny because he's not the one that people talk about with Paradigm. Talk a lot about Zelia and Cubo, but Tricksake is a huge cornerstone for this squad.
Kanye Life avoids what could have been a gank there as the banish, and I'm sorry, the Lobster time stopped from his Chronos going out. But yeah, again, I mean, it's really encouraging for them, I think, that Lobster has had such a good game. Because, I mean, 0-0-3, he's been very involved. He's got his Chronos out of the danger zone. He can clear easily now, and they have a lot of cores. I mean, they've kind of been able to transition this now into where through the mid game they're going to have 4 cores. Zalia obviously will start petering off as the games get later. He'll turn more and more into a kind of CC controlling frontliner, but it's a time-tested strategy here. Pick 4 carries and a Geb and just try to steamroll your opponent, and it's worked really well for Paradigm.
He's done what he's needed to do, you know. He's not done anything fancy. He's not tried to do any fancy plays. He's just been in the mid lane. He's farmed up. He's got his Warlock Sash online now. All he has to do is
Gold Fury started up here by Paradigm. Let's take a listen in as they... Well, maybe we shouldn't listen in as they run away in terror from Titan, but we will get you guys those player comms here as soon as we see the next big engagement as we approach the 19-minute mark. It's 6-3 in favor of Paradigm. The gold, very, very close here. Just about a little over 1,000 separating the teams. And Soul Reaver has been completed as well for that Gabrakin, so his kill potential has gone quite a bit up. Funballer with those snap beads to get out of an engagement in the left side.
And that's, I think, the 3rd time the Beads 1 caught from an Athena dash out the jungle this game. That's Beads 1 as well, so...
But they haven't been able to capitalize off of that Beads 1. No, you know, even with that 3-minute cooldown, they haven't been able to turn that into kills.
No. Well, I think, obviously, Fumble, knowing that his Beads are down, he's probably communicated that to his team.
He's gone back to base now.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Plays it safe.
But like I was saying before, Lobster's done everything he's needed this game. He's sat in the mid lane. He's farmed up. He's got his Warlock Sash online. He's going to get Demonic Grip next, probably, and then he's going to be in a really good spot.
Awkward spot. Kanye Life does hit that taunt. Lobster in some trouble. I'm a monster not used yet. He doesn't have his beads. Rewind to come out. Not going to get the damage off in time. Circuit Ultimate still on him, but that doesn't stop. Of course, time rewinding, not technically a heal, actually added health. So still able to heal through that Circuit Ultimate.
So, very, very good stuff. It's cool to see. It's very interesting to see.
Oh my. Lobster in some trouble. I'm a monster over the top. Gepshield doing a lot. The knockup coming through. Lobster's going to get the stun on 2, but he will go down. Can they turn it? The lockdown comes from Zalia. Going to try to keep Ataraxia in position, but Eagles rally over the top, hitting Cubo Fred. Funballer still trying to hold the front line. Here comes the Rat. Damage coming through, doing a ton. Zalia gets credited for 1 kill there, and it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade. Lobster for Kanye Life, but Paradigm feeling themselves a bit. They make their move towards the Gold Fury, noting that Scylla is pressuring the right side tier 1.
That happened so fast. Instantaneously did Paradigm jump on top of that. So much damage coming out, and that winds up with basically just 1 death.
Well, looks like we're going to have a fight here. Let's take a listen in with Paradigm's comms as they recover from this Gold Fury reset and see what they're able to do.
Still, if you just
Can you hold mid? Can you hold mid?
Just saying,
I
I can rotate.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
at the same time,
Okay, I'm gonna drop red.
Okay, drop red plan.
No, I think we would have got the same.
No,
Doesn't
because
matter,
I
we're doing good, we're doing good, we're doing good.
That's the only reason I died, honestly. We caught up there.
Margie?
You can try and run next time now. I'm pretty tanky. Oh, I love the Lux, dude.
I have a feeling that they're gonna try and bait my beats when I don't have it.
Just go right now. Just go right now. Just do you have beats up on wall?
Nope. I have
Okay.
ult up 15.
Do you think I can like go right?
I would prefer if you're here because there's only the wave. That means yeah.
Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna go back for base split.
That definitely means this.
Athena around here. Athena around mid.
Do we know where Shaket is?
Well, I heard a little bit there of how Paradigm was, kind of communicating what they wanted to do next. Didn't really have a lot of opportunities on the map, just kind of checking everyone's active status and what they're going to be able to do. You heard Trickstank kind of, asking Funballer, do I need to be there? Can we pressure right? What's the status? And well, Funballer, not afraid to say, hey, look, I don't want to die again on this fray.
Unfortunately, Geb might not have the same idea. He's in a little bit of trouble, but the shield will help him out a lot. 3 members will disappear, but in comes the rat. That's a lot of mobility. Cirquet will make it out alive because Kivo Fred was all by himself.
Trickstank trying to roll out desperately, does get that CC immunity and drops the slow. Funballer, he's turned the corner here. They get the CC chain on a Pretty Prime, and he just explodes. Eager rally down to the 3-man taunt as well. Where's the rat? He's got to be coming back in. He's under tower with his ultimate available, and now we'll take the play onto Confrey. Confrey in some trouble, going to be forced to ultimate. QFrey going to dash away from that one. No follow-up from Confrey as well. Paradigm Gaming to pressure the tier 1 mid here. Zalia holding the front line with Trickstank, and there's nothing they can do. Titan force on their tier 2.
And it looks like they show no signs of stopping. Paradigm
Woo,
continuing.
there it is, the blink and
comes
3-man
Trix.
cataclysm, 3-man knockup. The time stop comes through as well. Zalia deep in the backline will find a sun and the ground pound. Moving forward is Funballer, doesn't have his spells available,
He's
goes
stuck.
up into the ultimate.
He's
Confrey is stuck and down he'll go. Paradigm has rolled through Titan in the mid lane, taking 2 towers and now sniffing out a Phoenix.
That's the Cabrakan ult you want. That's the Cabrakan ult you think of when you choose the character. Absolutely nowhere for that Hunter to go. All he has is a dash, no jump. And because of that, Paradigm's going to go ahead and pick up the tier 2. They're going to force the Phoenix, already very, very low. And the Firebird will fall at the 23-minute mark.
Oh, 3-man taunt comes out. Eagles rally over the top as well. I'm a monster as well. And there it is. 2 men wiped off the board. They should be able to walk down Zalia as well here as he goes down. Paradigm caught out trying to retreat, but not before they take 2 towers and a Phoenix. Still worth it.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. Paradigm does fantastic, but Titan turns it right around, wipes 3 members off the board. Lobster and Trickstank, the only ones still alive, but it just doesn't matter that much. Still, 4,500 experience, 4,600 gold as well. And
Look how bad
Paradigm's still in
Ataraxia
the
just
lead.
wants to fight somebody. He like ran all the way to their side of the map. I was like, I just want to fight.
They got 3 dead for another 20 seconds, and they're looking to go fire here. Lobster and...
Lobster can kill both of them.
Yeah, Lobster and Trickstank are going to have to look to defend this here.
Athena, time stop. Ataraxia about 60% HP.
Geb's here.
Titan debuff on him. Geb's here. Trickstank in some trouble. He's going to eat the crush. He's forcing Geb shield himself here. Definitely not what they want. Now he gets controlled by the 4 members of Titan. They're just trying to stall out. No one alive yet on Paradigm. Down will go Trickstank. Lobster going to do what he can. Time stop. Going to hit again, as will the bubble. Now Lobster, oh yeah, kind of rewind. He'll move around, but all 5 there. They bought themselves a ton of time, however. Lobster still alive, pops his beats, gets the time stop. Can he surely go pretty right? He can! Lobster the god takes down 1. 4 members trying to chase him. He's running away. He will fall, but here comes the rat.
Did exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah.
QO Fred comes in to try and clean things up,
Here comes
and that's going to be fine.
Now
Still
can
looking for-
Paradigm
they
take
can
the
still
fire
chase
giant?
here. They can still chase here.
Ratatasker looking for the angle. He's going to catch them before they make it to the tier 2, but can they follow up in time? Let's ride along with QO Fred as he moves forward. Acorn's not out yet. No, he dashes away. He saw that ward come placed and realized that they had vision of him, but Funballer's not done yet. He takes the ultimate coming out of Repicos there. Will be forced up into the ultimate. Zalia trying to secure a kill as well. Will go for that seismic crush instead. Paradigm, can they capitalize off of this momentum now, though, and take away some buffs, maybe a fire giant of their own?
Lobster by himself.
Not done yet. Cubo Friday goes back in. Confrey in a lot of trouble, but they get controlled by the Athena. Now it's Athena banished out into the seismic crush. Oh no, you're dead. Down goes Kanye Life, and this should be the fire giant at least attempted. But look on the backside. Bologna is there. Is ported into a ward, but Ataraxia now finds himself in a very, very awkward position as he's caught out by Funballer on the wrong side of the map.
His plan was to sit there and hide the entire time, but Funball takes his look around, and Paradigm got the pincer in, forced out the Roma Invicta. No chase, though, coming out from Paradigm right now. They are very objective-minded. 58,000. They're leading by 4,000 gold, folks, and they don't want to make a mistake and slip and fall.
How important was that kill in a pretty prime from Lobster there? I mean, it very likely changes the way the rest of this game goes.
I mean, Trix and Lobster just played that absolutely picked perfect. They knew they were both going to die. Their plan was just to hold it off for as long as they could, give their team enough time to get there to actually fully defend it so they couldn't take it, and they've done that perfectly. They wound up. Trix delayed them for, I don't know, 15 seconds or so while Lobster was doing damage to all of them. Lobster got a great rewind out, managed to pick up Pretty Prime and done more than he needed to for his team to come in there.
And now with Zalia getting involved in those kills, the Ethereal Staff completed on Cabrakan. He's kind of got his core together. He's
Soul
got
Reaver.
a reasonable amount of damage. He's got a reasonable amount of mitigation, a nice amount of HP coming out of those items. The Soul Reaver obviously finished a bit earlier. Now can transition into really whatever he wants. He's now really into luxury here. So we may see him look for a bit more damage out of this Cabrakan, or even just go for that frontline build. Pick up a Bulwark perhaps to pair with that Breastplate of Valor.
Cubo Fred dashing away from the Athena. Again, the sound cues, so scary to have that Athena late game. The taunt is scary, but it's really the follow-up. You don't want to land into another two-person I'm a monster from Pretty Prime. I mean, don't forget, folks, this is the character that Pretty Prime got his unofficial penta on during the regular season. He got the quadra kill and deserved the 5th. but Ataraxia took it away with a basic attack. So.
One final in hand from the stationary ROM.
Exactly.
You know, I can tell you with pretty good confidence that Trix Tank will not play Geb again in this set. I can't imagine Titan giving that up again.
I can't imagine it either.
It's so interesting because this is...
That was once with like his efficiency, like Trix Tank can't play Geb.
We're just it's so not Trix Tank. Trix Tank is the aggressor. Trix Tank is the damage dealer. He's the warrior. He's the Ares, and then he's able to play Geb at such a high level.
That's just not who they wanted there. They find a pick on Azalea, but able to beads it and walk away. Just too tanky with those Guardian stats. And now Lobster, he's getting very, very close to... Trix, he rolls through the Sikkim. Heavenly Agility baited out as well, and Trix Tank's perfectly happy to take that one away.
There's Cure, Freddy, he knows his dash is
pretty
down.
prime. Pretty prime, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Pretty dead is what he is.
Cuvo Fred, 5-1-4 for the little rodent right there, and Paradigm's going to rotate in. Great knockup from Geb, and that'll be a setup. Down from the skies comes the rodent. Ratatasker doing damage. Acorns, basics, Confrey will be safe, but in comes Funball just to push people out. Meanwhile, on the back end, Zelia with 1 kill on the Cabrakan.
14 kills in 9, now 28 minutes in. Cuvo Fred actually a little mechanically misplaying that one. Maybe his dash a little bit longer cool than I expected. Unable could have probably secured that kill in the Confrey as well had he executed it perfectly, but they make enough space for themselves to go ahead and contest the Fire Giant. Only Reppy is here to do anything about it, and Cubo Fred has seen him now. Let's actually take a listen in with Paradigm as they take this Fire Giant and defend from Repicos.
Completely away.
Nuke.
Mid. I blink in 4 seconds. Blink in 4 seconds. 4 seconds. Where is he? Speak.
Can we all back? Can we all back? Can we all back?
Okay, yeah. Go back and push left.
Everybody was fucking back.
Everybody together now.
Let me. Can we wait like 20, 40 gold? I have 282.
Sure.
My beat actives are up in 20 seconds. I'll be
Geb.
Fuck Geb.
Never go for Geb, fuckheads.
Get left.
Dude, this is like, I'm just the bait, dude.
This is so
oh
easy,
shit, I didn't even get the fucking item. Lag, hello?
Let's wait, guys, for my item. Oh, wait.
Hello? Lag? Can you hear me? Keepo.
Tell me where you want the sentry, by the way. Where do you want the sentry?
We need them here.
Further up. Don't place
No. I won't.
Well, maybe the good news is that Paradigm's comms sound identical whether they're winning or losing.
I mean, you can't not love these guys. They're having fun at the highest level of play and doing well with it.
They know they're well in control of this game.
Yeah, very, very true. I mean, just hanging out, poking fun at themselves, actually. That Geb line was from earlier. In the last time around, we heard them with the curse voice listened in during the spring finals.
Yeah, curse voice, or curse the operative word of that listen in there, I think.
Very, very true.
But tier 1 on the left to fall here. Titan, they're likely not to do anything until they're trying to push into the base as Paradigm. Unlikely to try to finish tier 2, but no, here comes Kanye Life moving forward. But now Trix Tank makes his way to the backline. It's a 2-man knockup. 1-man Cataclysm forces out the beads on a Confrey. Confrey ultimate used as well. It's going to stop the time stop. Over the top comes Funballer. That's chunking away at Conley Life, pushing him away. Imports Ataraxia in the mid lane, though. Ratatasker's pushing up that wave as a tier 2 is going to fall. He's going to force them to split. And now the team going to recoalesce just off to the left side of mid lane.
Ratatasker, now, he's in a horrible position, but Ratatasker is so incredibly mobile. Jump up on that world tree, and he is a world away. So, I mean, it's so fast. It's faster than that.
Shout out to Dry Bear.
It's faster than Thor.
Sick design.
So much mobility on the Ratatasker.
Because everyone loves Circuit so much.
Yes. Fast assassins is exactly what we want.
Oh, man. But this one, 31 minutes. Paradigm maybe having a little bit of trouble closing this one out in some regards here. I mean, they have a pretty big advantage, but they've only broken the base that one time. They really need to take another Phoenix, I think, because Titans still are really, really in this one. I mean, as we were talking about last game, one mistake and maybe Kali wipes you, but here it's not even really a mistake. It's like 1/2 of a mistake, and you may just get wiped by I'm a monster.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, with the last comp reels, it was easy. Kali's your win condition.
Yeah.
You draw that card on the top deck and you got lethal. With this one, Paradigm, it's not as clear. I mean, Ratatasker, he's doing real well, but fall off is the wrong term. He's not going to continue. Where is Paradigm looking? What is the win condition? Is it just Chronos?
I think now they're probably going to pick up gold here, go back, get a load of clear wards, ward up the Fire Giant, take a fight at the next Fire Giant, get that, and they should push for the win after that. Trix Tank is playing sensational this game. He's played super, super well, and if he keeps playing like this, combined with Cuvo Fred, Zalia's been doing so much work with these rotations. I think they'll definitely be able to close it out.
Now all 5 members of Titan to defend their tier 2 on the right side.
And they're just creating a lot of pressure around the Fire Giant here so they can get complete ward coverage over the Fire Giant. They're not letting Titan anywhere near the Fire Giant to ward it.
Well, as this fight breaks out, let's actually take a listen to Titan as Confrey in a lot of trouble.
He's solo, that's fine.
Damn.
It's so close. We weren't behind, that would have been a fucking slaughter.
Can we look for anything here? They have everyone up. They have everyone up. They have everyone up. Leave the Phoenix. Leave the Phoenix. Leave the
Defend the
Phoenix.
Titan. They gotta
Oh
go for
yeah,
that.
just defend Titan. Can't kill anyone.
Maybe just look for the rotation.
Who is low? Is anyone low at all?
Not that low. Half HP.
Might be
Maybe.
back now.
Fire is out. The fire's out.
Fire is out. Okay.
Do you wanna
Oh,
rush
yeah.
straight yet, or-
Shove lane
Push straight to
completely
that.
up.
Yeah, I'm gonna shove up mid until you guys get up.
Yeah.
Welcome back. There was a listen in from Curse Voice into the squad of Titan. And one of the things we heard in that communication was the decision to leave the Phoenix alone and just let Paradigm take it. Reals, that's tough. Your Phoenix is one of your last lines of defenses. When is that a good decision to just relinquish control of an objective like that?
I mean, the problem there was if they lost 1 or maybe 2 players, they could have gone and probably got the 3rd Phoenix. And from there, there's barely any games that have anyone's come back from 3 Phoenixes down. So they didn't want that to happen. They just wanted to keep 2 players alive, push up the lanes, and maybe have some sort of look into contesting the Fire Giant. It's not really good for them, but if they have any chance at all, it's going to be keeping 2 players alive with 2 Phoenixes
It's
down.
the lesser of 2 evils. We'll either
Exactly,
lose the game or lose this Phoenix.
Yeah.
We'll opt to stay in it.
And the silver lining there is that they still have their far side Phoenix standing. So they can somewhat reliably aggress into this Fire Giant and try to counter engage, but it's an uphill battle certainly for Titan. 16,000 golden experience you saw on the graphs there. And what's really good, I think, for Paradigm is they didn't get this win off of a steamroll as Titan did in Game 1. This was a straight-out beating.
Yeah.
I mean, they won at multiple stages, multiple fights throughout the game.
And I mean, throughout the game, the Trickstang has just given the most perfect Geb shields to everyone throughout the game, and it's given them so much room to counter-initiate on all these fights throughout the mid-game. Every single time Titan look to aggress on a team, the Geb shield's the right person, and they counter-initiate off it.
Yeah, they've had a very hard time dealing with Trickstang there. I mean, even you saw just a little microcosm of the counter-warding meta game there. You know, using the shield, using the knock at the pop, Athena's blessing, making her unsafe, and then going and finishing off counter-warding there instead of giving up some vision of their own. But speaking of vision, Titan has quite a bit around this Fire Giant here. You can see that one counter ward just north of it. As the fight breaks out, Zalia tries to go and establish a front line in that choke, but gets blown up as a result.
Fire Giant down to about, well, they're
99%.
It was 85 when I started talking, but Paradigm's going to go ahead, slink off of it, and get aggressive. Titan no longer in that jungle. Good for them, because Paradigm would have stunned and gobbled them up. So Titan playing it safe.
That ward position from Titan there, that 1 sentry ward, is really nicely placed.
Yeah.
I mean, Paradigm just has no idea that they're completely caught out there. Speaking of completely caught out.
Wow,
Oh,
amazing blink by
Ratatasker.
Kuro Fed there,
Yikes.
straight in front of his dash.
I like what Replicas did there, though. The blink in, trying to make something happen. You got the kill looking for the comeback, but unfortunately not there for Titan. That's going to open the door for Paradigm to once again talk to the Fire Giant.
Yeah, is it an issue here that Ratatasker is 6-slotted now with his Acorn? Like, he can't really go any further. He's capped out in terms of his top-end potential, so it could be a little bit difficult now if Paradigm isn't able to close this one out in the next 15 to 20, but Funballer does solo down Ataraxia. In the meantime, Cuba Fred in a bit of trouble here as Ratatasker. He's forced, well, Athena very, very far away for the fight, as has Scylla been forced out. All 5 members still remaining of Paradigm. Fire Giant obviously is standing and likely to be their target, as Zalia will make his way back and join the team for an uncontested objective.
One more time. The Fire Giant is at 85% right now. Not going to go the other way. Titan nowhere near this one. This is the importance of knocking the Phoenixes down and looking elsewhere. Titan is forced to defend their base against the influx of fire minions that are coming in. So because of that pressure, the door is wide open for Paradigm, able to take the pie right off the windowsill, and absolutely no chase.
And once again, in this matchup, this European matchup, we see the team ahead, 4 blinks coming their way.
It brings me back to a time there was a Challenger Cup team called Pentablink
last
year or the year before, where all 5 members every single game bought 5 blinks, and it was a little less viable in that meta. Where are they now?
Yeah, where's Pentablink? Yeah, come back, Pentablink, please. Turns out you actually were just ahead of your time.
Like so many others, we Pentablink with the 5 blinks, and so many other things that we've seen that are now available because Hog, not a necessary pickup a lot of the time, and Sprint, not a necessary pickup, so leaves room for Blink AMC.
Blink AMC there. I played that last game, didn't I? Yeah.
You know, we were saying you blinked in, and it was like, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to blink in, I'm going to shoot the stinger, I'm going to miss, and then I'm going to run away, I'm going to beads the knock-up, and then I'm going to make the hot play.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was all
Captain
baiting
do
Mackie. We saw it. We saw your
I
thought
could have made
process.
it super easy. I could have just bought Aegis, but that's not hype, is it?
No, that's not hype. Funballer takes a bit of harass with the Geb Shield once again, saving him from the majority of that burst. Lobster throw 4, the time stop, not finding anybody. But the siege is on from Paradigm here. All 6 slotted, all with fully bought actives. And now it's just a matter of when, not if, they move on in. Tricksink goes in, Cataclysm onto 3, gets a knock-up to follow as well. Confrey beads down most of the beads. Most of the anti-CC is gone from Titan. But Lobster, he has his beads still available. Time stop comes through, tons of damage as he goes down. Cubo Fred doing tons in the backside as well. 2 members wipe right in front of their Titan. Ataraxia and Pretty Prime gone.
Oh, wow.
Oh, down goes Confrey as well, and this
Great
one is
ult by
all
Zeta
over,
there.
boys. Nothing that they can do without any of their damage dealers. Just Repicos and Kanye life. They would have to have the poison spread hit everybody like 4 times, and yeah, no. Titan to fall as Titans fall.
And we've got a series here, boys. One